Hi, and welcome to a video on how to solve a system of equations on your calculator screen on the TI Nspire. This process works for any system of equations, whether it has 2 variables or 3 variables, and in any form, whether it's solved for y, or whether it's in standard form or no form at all. So today we're going to be examining example 2 from chapter 5, section 2 of Big Ideas Algebra 1, where we have a system of equations where they ask us to solve by substitution. Let's suppose I've solved this by substitution on my paper and I want to check my answer. Or let's say I'm on a test and I'm out of time but I'm able to use my calculator. It's a great way to solve a system of equations. We're going to go ahead and create a new document with the calculator option. So let's go to our calculators and do that. So new document, I can either choose this calculator shortcut or do new document, add calculators. I'll just go ahead and choose the shortcut. And I've got the calculator screen up. This is the screen that can work for, let's say I have 2 times 3, it just does calculations. So today, to find our option here to solve systems, it is under Menu, Algebra, Solve System. Okay, Menu 3.2. When you click Menu 3.2, it's going to bring up this little window. Now you're going to need to identify how many equations you have, 2, 3, 4, whatever you have. Let's go up, 2, 3, 4. And what your variables are going to be, whether they're a and b, x and y. If you have 3 equations, do you have x, y, and z? If I change this to 3, you'll notice it automatically changes to x, y, and z. But we actually have just 2 in our example. So 2 equations, my variables are x, y, and if you add variables, make sure you separate them by commas. So go ahead and click OK if that's exactly what you want. When that happens, you've got this little dialog box that opens up here. And we're going to go ahead and type into each box my equation. So my first equation was negative x plus y equals 3. And that goes in the first box. The second box goes in my second equation. 3x plus y equals negative 4. I've got my equations entered. I'll just go ahead and hit enter. And there's a solution to my system of equations, negative 1, 2. On my paper, I would have probably write this with parentheses instead of the squiggle brackets they have here. Now, important to know, sometimes with systems of equations, as you already know, I'm sure, you don't have a solution or your system has many solutions. So there's a couple ways your calculator may show that. So let's say I have a system of equations, and let's look at another example. Y equals 2x plus 1, and y equals 2x minus 5. I hit enter, and I get an answer of no solution found. That tells me the system does not have a solution. If I were to graph it, I would see this as parallel lines. There is no intersection point, so no solution. But you probably already know there is a third possibility. You might have a system that has infinitely many solutions. This is what it's going to look like on your calculator. So let's type in another one. Negative 2x plus y equals 3. Let's say I have negative 4x plus 2y equals 6. This is a system that has infinitely many solutions. What it's done here is define the solutions in terms of the variable c. So if I were to say, okay, c1 equals 5, I could type in 5 here, plug in 5 here, and get one of the many possible solutions. Like I said, this tells us that there are infinitely many solutions. So if you see a solution where it includes c with a variable instead of actually just saying a solution with numbers, like before, that's going to tell you your answer is infinitely many solutions.